Rimworld, land of adventure, and sometimes absolutely nothing at all. So I just recorded genuinely about 2 or 3 hours worth of footage to try and make an episode out of, and I'll be honest, nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. We were raided by the Empire once. We were raided by one of the little kind of low-tech guys once as well. Outside of that, nothing happened. So here we are. I'm starting fresh. Some things may be very slightly different. I've loaded back to the earliest save possible, just because I don't want to upload 30 minutes of nothing happening. I think you guys deserve a little bit better than that. So, out of the corner of your eye, you may have spotted him. There was a comment that was very frequent on yesterday's episode, and that was everybody saying, why not just dev mode, delete the Resurrecting Mech serum, and resurrect the Tesla servant, seeing as we spent so much time and so much effort and, you know, can't exactly get quick access to pig corpses. Why not bring him back and delete the Resurrecting Mech serum and say, you know, that was fine? Normally I wouldn't, because I just don't like using dev mode, personally. Normally I wouldn't, but in this situation, given that I fed him age pills and he exploded, I feel like the game kind of owes me. If it had been something I'd done, say I'd accidentally made him and then he went berserk and we had to kill him, that I wouldn't do. But given that all we did was put a pill in his mouth and watch him blow up, I'm a little bit annoyed, especially because he wasn't at a rave. So we have resurrected the Tesla servant, and more so, I have named him Toad. It's basically Toad, to go along with our good friend Frog, who is out there in the world. Large man, very spooky, and I remembered, almost too late, when he started dropping down from heat stroke, that people have told me before, you need to put him in a freezer, otherwise he actually can't survive. So all that time and effort, building the Resurrect Mech serum, having it not working, then even going into dev mode and resurrecting him, was a waste of time, because he can't leave this area. So, one thing I noticed is in the research, there is actually, research, funnily enough, for upgrades for the Tesla servant, specifically Tesla cooling rods. So I've got those knocked out, and I don't know if this is part of the save. Right, okay, so I've crafted a couple of them, ready to be installed. Now, I haven't actually done this yet in the kind of 2 hours I played before, and I've obviously loaded back a little bit from that. I haven't actually tested these out yet, so I don't know if, with a couple of rods here, he will be capable of walking around outside. And I'm really hoping that he is. So that's what we're going to do first today. For our first war crime of this episode, we're going to stick big old cooling pipes into a pig man and hope that he doesn't immediately catch fire. It's going to be a long time before we are basically done with growing the fleshy robo mummy. What I want to do, and what I've actually queued up here, is something for the mechanoids. Now, we could start growing the other limbs in the other vat. It's still going to take a very long time, right? What I'm thinking as a kind of nice, fun end game project, in the meantime, something to really strive towards today, is, well, firstly, we keep an eye on the quest tab and just make sure that they haven't got any mechanoid-related quests, anything that might give us more active components. What I'm going to do is take apart all the mechanoids, not for the components we need to make the limbs, the nanomechanites, but instead for the mechanoid active components. There is a creature we can breed with Thrumbo genetic material and 10 mechanoid active components that fires anti-grain warheads, i.e. nuclear weapons. One of the only war crimes we haven't done, as per the Geneva Convention, is nuclear weapons. We do have an anti-grain warhead, but obviously I don't want to just fire it off to tick off a list. If we get a big raid or something like that and we can get it loaded in time, sure. But this Thrumbo would do that for us, and I think we've got everything we need to do it straight away. We've got 6 centipedes, 5 lancers, well that's already enough right there, and we've already got 2 active components anyway. So let's get, who is on genetic extraction? I guess just any crafter, right? Now, one thing I've done is redone the entire work order here, so things are a bit more effective. So yesterday I kind of mentioned that our people were eating the mutating meals, and that was obviously a bit of a pain in the ass because our people were growing limbs and becoming worse at manipulation and getting other sorts of problems like becoming less sapient. One of my solutions was just to feed them certain types of food and make sure those foods don't use the salt as an ingredient, but a better solution, which someone suggested in the comment section yesterday, is instead just to give our people, every 5 days, a stabilizing mutapill. That way, as long as that is active, and you only need to do that every 5 days, as long as they've got this in their system, they can never mutate, which means they can run around the meteorites as much as they like. They can eat as much mutant salt as they like as well. So that was the quickest and easiest way. I was linked a mod, actually, that allows you to set up very specific, it's actually called Pawn Rules, for those of you interested. Lets you set up specific ingredients they're allowed to eat and all sorts of crazy stuff. It seems like quite a fun mod if you want really, really fine control. I'm not sure I really want to micromanage that much. We've got so much that we're juggling already that throwing even more complexity into the mix is going to be a little overwhelming, I think. Maybe a bit too confusing for you guys, especially when I'm editing, you know, kind of a lot of that type of stuff out. So instead, we'll stick to using the mute pills. They're relatively cheap to build as well. 1 Mechanite slurry, 2 Nutramine. So as long as we stay on top of both of those, we should be good. We can make Nutramine infinitely from the refiners, and the mute slurry we're bringing in from the quarry. Now, that is quite slow, but we're only eating 1 pill every 5 days with 12 people. That's not a huge amount. That's the reason I redid the entire work order anyway, was so that we could focus on getting these pills and basically when we needed them, and making sure that we were kind of producing the things that were necessary to keep in the colony running, basically. So I want to get Zuck to get to extracting. I want to get this done as soon as possible. We've got 1 more insect to break down there, and then we'll move on to the active mechanites. And today we'll try and make ourselves the Mechanoid Thrumbo for pure nuclear goodness, and I'm sure it won't backfire and end up blowing up most of our own base. How about a bit of a Killbox upgrade then? Seeing as those laser weapons seem actually really, really good, as they light enemies on fire. So if we get like an Empire raid or a Pirate raid, anybody with you know, Doomsday rocket launchers, the lasers lighting them on fire and obviously subsequently stopping them being able to attack us genuinely might be the difference between life and death. So I am more than happy to get plenty of those down. Now what I'm doing here is I'm not actually opening this up. I'm going to put the walls back in, but I'm going to do it so that it's still, we're using up all the space rather than the way we had it before was 2 blocks, as you can see there, 2 blocks then a laser, then 2 more blocks then a laser. I want to adjust it so we're using 1 block gap between each one with a wall in between, so that if they do blow up, they don't knock out all the others as well. But this way, we should be getting a lot more laser for our money. The only problem with that is we're going to need a few more nuclear reactors. So here's an area I prepared earlier. More specifically, I think they've actually just finished that right now. So we're going to put down a couple of other nuclear reactors. I could increase the fuel to these, couldn't I? But even at 100% fuel, it would produce so much more power. And more importantly, I don't think it would irradiate anything. I mean, I don't care if the prisons get irradiated. This is warcrimes after all. But it would be... I mean, it would give us so much more power. And it wouldn't really matter too much. I'm a big fan of that. Sorry, loyal donkeys. Hang on, what? What do you want? No. The Empire. No, get out. Give me some mechanoids, for God's sake. Oh, man. They're loving the restaurant, though, aren't they? Look at this. They absolutely love their stay. They left us Bearfalo wool, dark elf leather, tiefling leather, gith leather, and I don't know if you saw the other one, lemon tea. What a bizarre, eclectic mix of shit they've just left behind for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the skinned people and tasty teas. How's Toad doing now? We got 4 coolant rods in him and an overcharger. Now the so there are not only these coolant rods, but there are these other Tesla coils as well that can give bonuses to their damage. We've got the overcharger in his spine there, which gives increases the strength of the electrical discharges. We've got the accelerator, so how frequently they discharge. We've got the disperser, which I'm sure does something else equally as interesting. But we can only install 1 at a time, which is obviously a bit of a shame. How many other coolers have we got here? I'm more than happy to give my man just all the coolers we can really fit in him, to be honest with you. We got 2... Oh, no, that's the accelerator. Oh, balls. 2 dispersers, 1 overcharger. Is that it? Certainly looks like it. Well, let's see if he can actually go outside now. So we're going to say, be free. I said, be free. You weird man. What's he doing? He's in stable health. It's 33 degrees as well. Hey, I mean, if that's enough... I mean, it's not going to get much hotter than this, right? And say we do get a heat wave, we just stick him in the freezer again. Look! Brothers, you can be free, and you can have joyous frolicking through the rice fields together. Speaking of which, I am destroying... Have they built the other... Oh, come on, really? What the hell do I pay you people for? Get on... Oh, he's already... Sorry, my bad. He's already actually... I was going to say get on with it, but he is thoroughly on with it. Oh, little Zuck. You are potentially going to bring this colony down. You are probably going to single-handedly destroy this colony here with what you unleash. Wow. 1 Thrumbo material, 10 mechanoid material. That's all of those, almost all of the centipedes used up. And how many lances do we have? It's 2 of the lancers, and I think we had 6 centipedes in total. A big chunk of our resources. It is going to set back production here a little bit. Really, I should copy this over, shouldn't I? Otherwise, we're going to be here for quite some time. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, there it is. 1 mechanoid Thrumbo incubator. Let's forbid that. Make sure they don't freeze it or anything. And let's leave it in there. It is actually developing very, very, very fast. Wow, I was kind of hoping that this would just be done by the end of the episode, but it's going to be done way, way, way before then. I'm going to go ahead and suspend that one, because I just caught more like trying to bring apart another one there. Instead, I would much prefer to obviously have this stuff produced. So what we'll do is we'll copy it over from the bottom and work our way up. And then as I start removing them from there, we'll take them away and we'll just do it with that method, because I think it'll be slightly safer. There we are. We're exactly equal on jobs. Well, not quite, because this one has to produce 2 lungs, 2 ears, etc. Whereas this one, I think it's only 1 of each of everything. We've got some pretty expensive ones here. The reactive shimmer ones, for example, 500 of each solution, and then 6 nano mechanites as well. So that is bloody expensive. How was it we made nano mechanites again? Was it here? Make nano mechanites. Oh, so we only do 3 out of 3. So we need to up that to 6. Bear in mind, we are going for some more expensive, and now we've got 2 running at once. What the fuck is this? We've got Daddy Roll, we've got Sir Shittledirt, and we have Bigger Stickers. Were those seriously our guests at our hotel? Oh no, wait, they weren't even hot. They were just visitors. They didn't actually eat anything at the restaurant. Wow. So I think what's happened here is all the names everybody suggested for me to add to the series were added to one particular faction. I think it might have been the Laro Pact. Because that's who's this? Ribbis? Did someone suggest someone called Ribbis? What the hell? Oh, that's a tiefling. No, it's probably not you then. What the hell is even that? Wow, they have redesigned these really, really significantly. They create something called industrial components. Whether that means advanced components or regular components, a whole other component. Wow, 12 hours. I didn't even notice it being born. Can we install... Oh my god. Right, first things first, an Irish coffee for my mecha Thrumbo. That's okay. We got like Thrumbo and Insectoid. Is there any other Thrumbo combo that we can... Insectoid Thrumbo. Insectoid... Oh my god, there's Thrumbo everything. We've got to go Thrumbo Insectoid, see what the hell comes out of that, right? Zuck. Duck, give him the Zuck. Administering Irish coffee. Okay, this seems like a sensible idea. Here you are. Very tasty. Just a little splash of liqueur in that one for you. Is this going to horribly backfire? Ah, there we are. Warm. High? High on... like a fucking... the equivalent of a warm Bailey's. What's wrong with you? I think if any creature needs taming, it's this thing as soon as possible, right? So let's go ahead and hit it with everything. I mean, specifically attack. We've got to be very, 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 very careful that in the event of a raid, this thing doesn't end up nuking our people, more importantly. So let's go to Mecha Thrumbo and let's assign you to Neve. And then we'll know that whenever Neve is in combat, as long as I obviously change the settings on that one, we'll know that whenever Neve is in combat, we haven't got to worry about... We could hide Neve indoors or something like that. We haven't got to worry about nuking ourselves, basically. We've got to wait for it to be trained first before we obviously set those up. Well, that is basically your top priority. Training Wolfalo 3. I might remove some of the other training, depending on... Oh, no, it seems like she's capable of training it alongside everything else. Oh, God, here it is. 99%. It's going to be... Oh? Okay, you're not quite what I expected, I'll be honest. I was expecting something massive and hideous, but you are... I mean, don't get me wrong, still massive and hideous, but not quite as massive and hideous as I expected. Okay, cool. Hello, welcome. Not nearly quite as horrifying as I hoped. Shit. Well, what else have we got that we can breed Thrumbos with? Do we have any more Thrumbos? We don't. Oh, okay, hang on. So, this is where we're going to start combining mods a little bit here. Do we have, like, a Thrumbo injector? Thrumbo. Right. 6 Mechanite Slurry makes a Thrumbo Mutasyringe. So we... that's really hard to say. We take our Thrumbo Mutasyringe, and we inject it into a prisoner. They turn into a Thrumbo. We kill them, or we breed them. Hang on a minute. How long does it take for Thrumbo to have Babby formed? I assume quite a while, given that they are big old Thrumbos. You look mostly like a Thrumbo anyway. I mean, I'm well aware it's a cow. Who's probably the worst of the prisoners? Well, let's take a look and see if any are incapable of working. Oh, probably worth me pointing out as well. Sorry, I might have done this during the sort of little bit that I recorded and decided to scrap. I freed all the prisoners because we lost so many prisoners yesterday when we were harvesting the Vitae to make Toad that I thought we might as well release them because we don't need the power from them anymore. It'd be a bit more useful having them in the quarry, which it absolutely has been. Wow, they've harvested a lot of resources. To be fair, we did open up all the vats, so I kind of expect it. Let's take a look and see if any are incapable of work who also aren't a breeder. So they all are right now. So any incapable of quarrying? Who's the least skilled? Nag. Nag, I'm sorry. York... Who fed them gourmet sushi? Right, that's it. You're a fucking Thrumbo. Right, you're marked. Nag is time for Thrumbo. Ah, there it is. Perfect. Hang on. Could you inject yourself with that? And gain Thrumbo powers without going full-blown Thrumbo. So you take that, then you take the stabilizer. Does that work? Obviously, I've got all of my people neutralized right now. They should be anyway if they're taking it. If they're taking the drugs correctly, right? Seems to be. I mean, obviously, it's a stabilizer, not a reverter. We can combine the two to obviously keep them. I should really revert the ones that have already started transforming. So we could give that to a prisoner and start transforming them anyway. But I think we want to go full-blown Thrumbo, and it does say if you don't stop it, it will keep converting them. Fine, let's do it then. So we're gonna male human. So we're gonna turn you into a lady Thrumbo through the power of science. So muta, there we are, muta syringe Thrumbo, and then rubber mummy on that as soon as possible. Imagine going to sleep and waking up like a giraffe or something. That's what we're doing here. So just keep an eye on them then, see how they end up. Keep an eye on them, as leaving the mechanoids unattended could lead to them becoming far wiser. I mean, Thrumbos are supposed to be like wise and psychic or whatever else it is that they are in lore. Is this the start of it then? Oh, fantastic. Well, let's see how this goes. I'll admit, I may have gone a little bit too ham on the lasers. And maybe not enough ham on the regular turrets. We could put down a couple more, I guess, back here if I wanted to, but I don't really know. We'd have to put it up there to actually get a good crossfire on it anyway. Honestly, I'm alright with it. I mean, I worried that I might have gone a bit hard on the EMPs, realistically. Oh, the minimum range is 6. Balls. I only put them in front so they didn't accidentally EMP the laser, but now I know that the minimum range is 6. Yikes. So that means if we do get mechanoids, I mean, the chance of them actually getting past the MPs and down into here safely. And I mean, this one is obviously not going to cover the same area as this one. So the actual active area of safety is very, very, very small. There is technically no area of safety because the maximum range of that one is supersedes the maximum range of this one. It's just the fact that this one may fire at something, and then this one may not be ready to fire yet or something like that. I mean, it's rare we're getting mechanoid raids anyway. So, oh god, I forgot about you. I want to know what these industrial components are, to be honest with you. I'm going to keep an eye on it, see exactly what it ends up producing. Oh my god, what the hell is this? This is, well, it's clearly a raid, but it's been loading for quite a while. The Grey Tributary Bandits. The uncle of Leo and the son of Stardust. And that seems like a lot. Did you see how many arrows are on the screen then? Oh my fucking god. Wow. How many? 185. Wow. Well, let me know if you see any of your names, because there's almost certainly some in there. Squirts, Budgie. These could all be names that you idiots on Discord suggested. Wow. How quick do you think Rubber Mummy could get that anti-grain warhead loaded? Asking for a friend. Not very far. She's too far away. How fast do you think we could get the mecha? So I actually did just put down an area called Mecha Thrumbo. If we put it there, right, and clear this one, and we get the Mecha Thrumbo to stand there, will it automatically fire down this aisle at the enemy? I'm not entirely sure, but we might as well test it out. Seeing as we've got infinite Thrumbo DNA, the only one that we really don't have access to readily is obviously Mechanoid, so it would be a massive shame to lose this guy. But he is an ultimate weapon. We've got to see if it works. Right, everybody get yourselves equipped as soon as possible. Did I tell everyone to get equipped? It certainly looks like it. Mecha Thrumbo's on his way. That's a lot of enemies. That's actually a staggeringly large raid. I guess it's because they're relatively low-tech. What are they, bandits? Yeah, I mean, their most advanced weapon there is what, like a chain shotgun? Okay, they've got one carbine. It's really not that powerful at all. So we will probably rip them apart here. They're not armored, really, either. That person's got a cobra head, so quite could have they've raided us before. Okay, the artillery's in place. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but here we go. Right, everyone else, let's get in position, people. I'll sort that out in a second. I'll give them a defensive area. Lasers are firing. Thrumbo. Thrumbo hasn't seen any targets yet, to be fair. They haven't walked around the corner quite yet. He's not aiming. Maybe they have to shoot at him. Still not aiming. Still not aiming. Okay, he would have acquired a target by now. Let's send him back to animal safety. Or don't. Okay, or okay, I need you to I need you to actually fucking get out of there, you weird man. Oh my god, come on. Get out of there. Go, leave, run through the door. There we are. Okay. The Mecha Thrumbo then definitely needs to be trained in attack before he's going to be any use, unfortunately. Right, Shia LaBeouf, I'm going to put you up there. Let's get you here. Let's spread our people out as much as possible. And we'll try and use the corners of the sandbag to effect. Well, it sounds like absolute chaos down there. The fact they're still stuck down here. Oh my god, look at how much damage those few turrets did. Wow. And more importantly, they're all animal people now. I'm never going to get over how great it is just to see them all suddenly become animals. It's so good. Got a fucking zoo coming to try and stop us. So they are going to be staggered coming over the sandbags because we spread them out. One of our turrets broke down, but that's alright. We'll worry about that later. Lots of laser turrets in combination with our actual ballistic weaponry. I think it's going to be devastating. Kickbit has decided to turn up with A, no armor, and B, grenades. Mutagenic grenades, specifically. Why did you not put on any armor? Oh, maybe I interrupted them before they could finish equipping. Okay, go and get yourself equipped. I don't want these two getting shot. Okay. Robo-Mummy immediately firing off maggots there. Lasers are firing. Heavy turrets. Oh, the heavy turret's firing like an area. Did you see that? Wow. Lover already downed. Shit, this is going to be a hell of a battle. Okay. God, look at how many are coming in here. This is ridiculous. So there's a little bit of armor. There's another big person coming in. God, I wish I knew what caused that. Oh, there's a lot of them. Somebody suggested it might have been like Thrumbo morph DNA or something, but I think it is just a... I genuinely think it's just a bug. Like quite a funny little bug that we've got going on there. Well, they are getting ripped apart by the heavy turrets. Man, I never expected them to be that effective. They have put down a shield. Wow, okay, that will actually stop our guys shooting at them, unfortunately. Let's get Kekvit. I guess we'll say, seeing as Kekvit's turned up with grenades, we'll bring them forward a little bit here. God, what a fucking mess. I think our people are going to rip them apart. We've probably got this in the bag, I think. Okay, good luck, people. So one of the few war crimes we haven't done is, and I have mentioned this, we haven't used gas against people, and we haven't used nuclear weaponry. Now, an anti-grain warhead is literally a nuclear weapon. It's a grain of... I mean, a grain is in the measurement of nuclear explosive. So we need to grab the anti-grain shell, wherever it's gone. I know it's around here somewhere. Where the fucking hell is the damn thing? Excuse me. Well, it's somewhere. I wish the game would tell me where the hell... There it is. Okay, got it. We're going to get Robo to go and pick that up. And we're going to put it in a turret. And we're going to nuke them as they retreat. And that way, we're nailing 2 war crimes with one stone. And the best part is, because we've mutated them horribly, their retreat speed is going to be massively reduced. And, of course, they've been set on fire. They've been shot at. This is great. Let's just hope we get it loaded and ready to fire before they make too much progress. Dog leather jumpsuit. Brilliant. That's almost worse than a human leather jumpsuit, in a way. Right, okay. So where do we want to drop this, then? Oh, look at all these people we're going to have to be able to nuke. This is great. Realistically, there would be great, because then the fireball would go up the corridor. So if we can, dropping it there would be pretty fun. But it depends how long... I mean, it's still another 20 seconds before she can fire it anyway. Here we go. 1 second. Let's see where we can drop this thing that makes the most sense. Maybe out in the field? Oh, no. It's got to be around here still, huh? Just drop it there. Just drop it there. Sure, we're going to lose a lot of our own stuff. But this is for the war crimes. And then there's only one left on the Geneva Convention that we have not yet employed. There it goes. God, I hope that shot doesn't whiff and hit the mountain. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Oh, that killed like one person! It didn't even kill them, it knocked them down! Well, it counts, but I want a refund. That was fucking terrible. That is the worst anti-grain warhead I've ever seen in Rimworld. It hit, and it knocked over one person. Oof, owie. Ooh, a little nuclear strike. Ooh. What a fucking joke. Give me some mutagenic shells. We still need to use gas. We could outfit the corridor with something. We got like fracturing explosive refined sleeping gas. That's quite fun, but I want something that's a bit more... It's got a bit more oomph, you know? What the hell else can we gas them with, though? I think the... Oh, there's a head there. Also, it occurred to me that we can... I checked the mod settings. Well, I checked the Steam Workshop page specifically. There is an operation to just cut people's heads off. Which is great, because we need some of those for some of the war crimes I've got planned. Oh, it's progressing well, look. Fur patches, Thrumbo horn. Jaw is pressing out. Fur patches and a thrombic left ear. Thrombic right ear. Fur patches on the torso. Light hair on the right arm. I can't believe he grew a fucking horn before his arms got hairy. What? Oh, man, this takes quite a while, huh? We might want to plan preemptively and maybe get another couple of people. What else could we inject them with? Hang on. Mega Sloth, Rhinoceros, or Thrumbo. Can we go like Thrumbo Elephant or Thrumbo Mega Sloth? Is that an opportunity? Hang on. Thrumbo, Mega Sloth. Oh, you got Reptile Thrumbo. That's quite cool. Boomalo, Muffalo, Wolf, Rodent, Feline, or Thrumbo. Damn. So all the ones that we can mate, we actually can't crossbreed. Rhino? Was Rhino on there, and I completely ignored it, because Rhino's a bit more innocuous, I will admit. Let's try it again. Thrumbo? No. Damn. We've got bear, chicken, boomalope. We could always combine some of the random genes we've got into other genes. We could say, for example, break these humans down into genes and then kind of roll the dice, go for the recombine, and hope we get lucky and get ourselves a bear, for example. What else do we need human corpses for at this stage? We've got a full human leather hotel. We've got loads of the antiseptic corpse incubators there. To be honest, I really should pause the job on here. Oh, we've got 4 out of 3 on that as well. And we're always going to be raided again. I don't see why we shouldn't. Let's go full on extract genes from humanoid, right, forever. And then we'll take those spare humanoid genes and turn them into random other genes and hope we can make some more Thrumbo crossbreeds, just as an experiment, really. Okay, loot box time, except instead of loot boxes, it's breaking down humans into their genetic components and then randomizing them into tasty, tasty animals. Okay, come on. I want to see, what do we want to see first? Realistically, what's the best pull from these genes? I mean, Thrumbomalope could be interesting. Thrumbo chicken would be just funny. I mean, to be honest, they all sound pretty good. Thrumbo rodent, again, is horrible. Thrumbo cat sounds destructive. Whatever. Anything will be fine, as long as it's something. What the hell is that? Ruined? I never want to speak to you. Get out of here. Never show your sight in these parts again. Hey. Nice. Of course it would be that number. Ooh, the number. Maybe that's because I got Zook to do it, not Molag. Molag has the higher crafting skill. Balls. I guess it's just an unfortunate side effect. Maybe it's got a low chance of success anyway. Does it have any sort of statistics? Products. Oh. One-time stabilizing genes. What are those? Recombine genes into... Oh. That's interesting. It might... So the way it used to work... Bear in mind, I haven't played Genetic Rim for a very, very long time. The way it used to work is that it would just produce a random other gene. Or at least as far as I remember. Why are those in there? Do those not need storing? What the hell are you doing, you morons? Okay, hang on. Mechan... It's a good job we noticed that. Right, not in there. Jesus. We could just cool our stockpile kind of preemptively in case something like this ever happens again. Where are they going to get put now? You're going to... Pick up that sombrero. Understandable, really. It is a sombrero. How can you resist? And a load of clothes, and then you're going to hopefully drop the material in there. No, what the hell are you doing with it? Gathering synth thread. What the fuck are you doing? Okay. You just decided to tidy up everything. Yeah, just tidy up the whole base. No. No, she decided to pick up most of the stockpile and then go to sleep. Unbelievable. I guess that's acceptable. Okay, fine. She's going to put it in the freezer. As long as it's somewhere frozen, that's okay. I would prefer it in here, but I'm not going to mess around with it. Redoing all the stockpiles right now. I'm just kind of curious to see if she'll actually empty her inventory out. I don't know why she did that. That's bizarre. I guess side effect to pick up and haul, huh? So let's keep differentiating these genes. I'll get Zuck to just... Or Molag or someone just to keep working on that over and over and over. The only problem is it will tank the mood of whoever does it because, again, given that they are psychic, brain-eating slugs... tentacle slugmen, they are still a little bit upset about the fact that we are doing all these horrible, horrible war crimes. They're actually genuinely surprised their mood isn't much, much worse, given some of the horrendous things we've done. Today wasn't too bad. We crossbred a bunch of horrible genetic monstrosities. We injected a prisoner with Thrumbo DNA and slowly transformed him. We fed sushi to people, but that's kind of par for the course. And we nuked people in full retreat. So overall, it's been a relatively light day. I guess it explains why the moods are okay. Let me know if there's kind of a strategy to managing the Mecha Thrumbo as well, because I really have no idea. I assume we've just got to really wait until we can get it to attack, and then after that is when it'll really start to shine. I hope. I can't really think of what else. I thought it might attack manually, especially after someone walked up to it and punched it in his big robot head, but apparently that wasn't enough either. What we need is to try and discover a reliable way to bait mechanoid invasions. I don't know if there's some mechanic we can employ. I don't know if by walling this off, you know, it might trigger the game to send more drop pod invasions, or, you know, maybe if the game can detect that there's no pathable way into the base. I don't know. If anybody has any experience in that type of thing, genuinely interested to see if there's a way we can bait out more mechanoids. Those are pretty much our limiting factor right now. Thank you all for watching. Now, of course, with the soon-to-be birth of a fleshy robo-mummy, we are, in some ways, counting down to the end of the series. The goal was always to create a flesh robo-mummy capable of being loved by Robo-Daddy. That was the whole reason we're here. And we've done some horrible things along the way. Not that it's going to end anytime soon, you know. I'm not going to say, like, tomorrow's the final episode or anything like that at all. But we are, you know, we're getting there. So... just bear that in mind. If you've got any war crimes you'd like to suggest to do before we wrap things up with this kind of crazy mod pack, feel free to let me know, of course. I do read the comments on every episode. Not every comment, because some get upwards of, like the first episode, for example, got something like 800 comments. Can't read that many. There's only so many hours in the day, which I've already filled with content, but I will do my best to at least read the top few anyway. Thank you. I said, by which I mean like a good 40, 50 comments. Thank you to Kekbit, Array, Levi, Galaxy Wolf, Amethyst C, Shotgun Diplomacy, Mr. Moma, Spraycanned, Altari, Slippy Nips, Pang Power, I Stab Cows, Scarlet Bard, King Snitch Gaming, or Kansas, and Psycho Fire for their support, along with everybody else at the executive producer tiers over on Patreon for their support and keeping the channel going. Thank you to you guys, without which I would not be able to do things like afford a new microphone when it blows up suddenly overnight. Haha, very funny. Thank you as well to Anna Aurora, Lady Cerulean, Matteo, Nox Immortalis, Smirtworm, Struck Iron, Mr. Awesome, Callum James 3, Roger Wilco, Bare Minimum, and Cass, along with all the other coffee supporters and Patreon supporters as well. See you guys all tomorrow for some more Thrumbo breeding project. Big fan of this right now. We'll see what are the weird things we can pull out of that. And, of course, the continued growth of the Flesh Mother. Ugh.